Yeah, I mean, it definitely was like a really cool opportunity to utilize like all of my whole skill set. Like I really felt like I was like spread all the way and like creatively satisfied in all of the different avenues that I work in. So acting, writing and producing the music, and then also producing the film. Um, yeah, I feel like any other film I do after this is going to be like a piece of cake.
You can do wardrobe,
So,
makeup, location scouting.
exactly.
Yeah. How did you work with Patrick, considering that the lyrics and the songs are very important within the story?
Yeah, so Patrick, he wrote the first draft, and from there, we basically kind of decided where the songs would go. Um, and then he's continued writing more drafts and we started writing the music, things started to kind of like intertwine a little bit more and inform each other. But all of the music that we wrote is in the context of the script. So, like, for example, the song Sunny is kind of written about that argument that James and Lena have outside of her apartment, like right before they go to college. So, like, we kind of thought back in the characters' timelines and what they would have been going through when they were writing these songs, and then wrote those songs in that context.
So you really wrote the songs as Lena, not as Nicolette.
Exactly. I mean, of course, there's a little Nicolette in there, but yeah, it's all from the
So
perspective of the characters.
have you ever jumped off a cliff professionally or because that's an important topic in the
Mm.
film. I have, for
Yeah.
example.
I mean, it kind of feels like I'm jumping off a cliff every day in a
I'm
way.
sure you are because
No.
no, that career that you've chosen is not easy.
Exactly. You just have to have kind of like a blind faith in yourself, and it is a challenge every day to be like, you know what, like as long as I keep like working and plugging away, like it will work out in the end somehow. With hard work and resilience.
Why do you think Lena is so patient in terms of what she feels, the love she feels?
Um, I feel like her love for James is so deep because they have known each other for so long and kind of seen each other grow up and change as people. And so it's one of those things where like it's kind of like a balance between like having that person in your life or like taking the risk of like expressing your feelings and like ruining everything forever. So it's really about like the timing. And I feel like she never really felt like the timing was right to have that conversation until it got to the point where it was like completely unbearable.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I love the fact that you guys, the characters, explore their personal needs and their professional ambitions, and sometimes they clash. Uh, was that something that you could of course, I'm sure you could relate to those things, right? A as a person. I mean, they're
Definitely.
universal.
Yeah, super universal. And even Tim and I working together on this project, you know, like we did basically, we started a band and we made this film together and we embarked on a really intense creative partnership that like started to sometimes mirror parts of the film itself. So it was funny how things got more and more meta as time went on.
So in a way, it's being difficult for you to separate the film from your daily life because now you're touring and you're not singing and
Yeah, definitely. It's funny because, you know, when the film was written, Tim and I weren't in a real band. So, yeah, things began to become more similar to real life as time went on. Like life started mirroring art.
uh, you're very different from the character.
Yeah. Yeah, I we Tim and I joke because James is the one who's like, we gotta like dig into this electronic sound, and like that's me. I'm the one who's like, I want this to be a hyper pop group. Like, I have my own plugins.